My musical guest is an amazing singer who never lets the audience see her face. In fact, she often performs with a paper bag on her head. I wonder... Wait a minute. Surely not. Really? Let's have a show! Show I have for you tonight. Oscar-winning star of the Dallas Buyers Club, Matthew McConaughey, is here. Yeah. Oscar-winning star of Les Miserables, Anne Hathaway, is on the show. Yeah. Creator of The Brilliant Girls, Lena Dunham, is here. Yes. We've got the hilarious comic Micky Flanagan joining us. Yeah. Plus, a musical performance from the unique Sia, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! She is going to be live here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the thing is, even when she's performing with a paper bag on her head, she can convey such a range of emotions, from sad, heart-wrenching ballads to upbeat crowd pleasers. Anne Hathaway and Matthew McConaughey, they're both starring in the new sci-fi epic Interstellar. Interstellar. Do you know, the film was shot mostly on location in Iceland. Yeah, there he is. Yeah. But inside that freezer are the prawn party rings. Be very afraid. But I have to say, though, we all loved Matthew in the brilliant Magic Mike. Oh, fantastic. All about male strippers, and you can see the dollars tucked into the thong there. But don't worry, if you haven't any cash, they often have somewhere you can swipe a credit card. They do, yeah. Stop it! Thank you. And a warm welcome to Anne Hathaway. Now, Anne's big break was in The Princess Diaries. Yes, she played a princess who confided all the intimate details of her love life to her diary. You think, would a real royal do that? Would they? Yeah. Tuesday, scrambled eggs for tea. Then we did it corgi style. Of course, Anne won an Oscar for her fantastic performance in the musical Les Miserables. She's so good in that. Les Miserables, all about a group of destitute, disease-ridden, slum-dwelling French lowlives. You think, do we have a British equivalent? Let's get some guests on! Later, we've got music from Sia! But first, hey, Micky, you're so fine, it's Micky Flanagan! Oh, he stopped up. Oh, it's lovely. Hello, sir. Very nice to see you. Have a seat, do. It's the first of our segments. I love girls! It's Lena Dunham! It's Halloween! Halloween! Beautiful, aren't you, darling? So nice to see you. Come in to give me a sit down. She's one of the biggest stars in the galaxy. It's Anne Hathaway! Wow, what's up? Anne Hathaway's here. Hello, lovely lady. Oh, so nice to see you. Come and sit down. Hello, everybody. And he's out of this world. It's Matthew McConaughey! Really good to see you. Welcome back. Have a seat, too. Oh, now that's a sofa. That is a sofa. It is. That's a good sofa. It is, yes. Yeah, whoop that sofa. Feast your eyes, enjoy it. Look at it. Global superstar, global superstar, global superstar, Micky Flanagan. You're lovely, Micky.
Thank you. I'm here representing you guys tonight. Remember that.
Did the three of you try to converse with Micky backstage?
Not yet. No. You said hello and you didn't say much.
You better strap in, man.
Here we go.
It's going to be a tough ride.
We hung out a bunch, didn't we?
Yeah. You were doing all the right things. You were nodding in all the right places. But your eyes were saying, no, not getting it.
Lena Dunham, you do a British accent, don't you?
I've been working on it. But my friends and colleagues don't think it's very good.
I keep the sentences short. It was very good at the beginning. And Anne Hathaway, mistress of the accents.
Yes.
Can you do Cockney?
Go on, Anne, give it a go, babe.
All right, love, you want me to give it a go?
Hey!
I actually have a story, and I think it's a Cockney accent, I'm not sure. When we were filming Batman, there was this one day we were filming in central London, And Christian was walking to set, and there are these two boys, and they're sitting there, and they're staring at him. And one of them goes, "Oi! You Batman!" And the other one goes, "No, he's not Batman. Look at his teeth."
Whatever that means. Matthew, you don't do accents, do you?
Go all over the place.
But Matthew McConaughey, like, is an accent.
Yes, we wouldn't want you any other way.
No.
You do. Actually, this is terrible. So early doors to do it, but to relax us, to put in the mood for the show. Can you do your that thing you do?
That 3 affirmations.
Yes.
Things are going well, and
Yeah.
you got 3 things, and you're about to cruise up and get the 4th, and everything is all right, all right, all right.
It's almost a Cockney expression, that, isn't it?
It's a bit slow. Cockney's a bit, all right.
Can I say something? It occurred to me on the ride over, when you get dubbed in Italian, you're like, d'accordo, d'accordo, d'accordo.
I want to hear that.
I would like to tell the viewers at home it's very effective in person, so. The all right, all right, all right.
See, I'm avoiding saying it, because you don't want to say it, because you say it. You say it.
It's not ours, it's his.
It's you.
It's public domain.
Now, Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, lots of people come here to sell a movie. Sometimes they're big movies, sometimes they're small, independent movies. And then there's this beast of a film you're in, Interstellar. It's just... I think it's the biggest movie I've ever seen. It's epic. It's just huge.
Yeah, it's enormous. I've never been part of something this big.
Me neither.
Because we don't want to give spoilers, because there's so many kind of big surprises and things happening in this. But so what can you tell us, Matthew? What
can I tell us?
Yes, what can you say to tempt the people in?
All right, yes, it is the biggest film that I know I've ever been a part of. It's the biggest film. I don't know if a film gets any bigger. All right, Christopher Nolan, the director from your home country here. Nobody gets more bang for your buck as far as scale and scope on the screen as this guy. And you've already seen his work. Well, in this one, he ups himself. It's more ambitious than anything he's done before. You can go for it for just the pure thrill, hell of a ride that it is. You get some people love the love story that's in it, the father-daughter. Other people really love the science behind it. It's a major experience that you have to experience at the theater. Because what this guy can put on screen with the visuals and even with the sound, it just no movie I've ever seen demands more of a must-see destination going to the theater to grab it.
Now, the two of you hadn't worked together before. No. But I hear, Anne, you were very, very excited to work with Matthew.
I was excited to work with Matthew, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't be? He's amazing.
Yeah. I was excited to work with Anne.
But tell the people why you were excited to work with Matthew.
Well, I was... There are a few reasons. I had been a fan for, a while, like many people. And I remember sitting down with Chris, to talk about the film. He said he'd written a new screenplay, and he told me the story, and I thought it sounded amazing. And I said, well, that lead role sounds unbelievable. Who are you going to cast in it? And he said, well, I've been thinking about Matthew McConaughey. And, everybody flashback, this is in early 2013, so the reconnaissance hasn't happened yet. So we haven't, woken up to the genius of this man yet. And he goes, oh, you think that's a good idea? Have you seen Mud? And I said, no, I've seen Magic Mike. And Chris goes, oh, yeah, well, most people who have seen Mud think that, he's really, really And I'm just like, Magic Mike. Magic Mike is the performance. And Chris is like, oh, and then he clearly wants to move the conversation along, and I will not shut up. How much I love Matthew in that film. You're so good in that movie. Because yes, it's hot and sexy and you thrust and stuff, but you also, it's just such an incredible character, and it's so deep, and he's scary, and he's funny, and he's like hot, but he's also so skeevy. And it's like, and I remember I walked out of the theater, and you know this, I walked out of the theater and I turned to all my friends, because we all went to see it together, and I said, Matthew McConaughey is going to win an Oscar. And I knew it the second I saw you, pressed up in that breakdancing pose, scissor leg. And the camera shooting up your Cobra Cod piece. And scissor leg, I said, that man is going to win an Oscar. And I was right!
Yeah! It's easy for all of us to say, well, we knew you were going to win it. But how did you feel on the night?
I had no idea.
But so everyone must be kind of blowing smoke up you and kind of going, you've got it in the bag.
No. I sat there, and I remember they started to say the names, and music people came up, and I think I went through the names. If any other names started with a M, that's all I really heard. And I went through when they did, and I think that's me. I look at my wife. It was. I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Because there's an amazing picture of the moment you hear, and you do look like you.
Me going through. Does anyone else's name start with a M?
love that picture. Yes. It's a great picture. And also, you know what else is really lovely about it? Because what are the chances of the two of you being here together? Look how happy Anne Hathaway is that you've won. Because you could have been scowling, and then this would be really awkward.
Well, that's the creepiest thing about award shows is that you never know when they're going to hit your face, and so you'll be just having a normal emotion like a cramp, and someone's going to think that you're unhappy for someone else's success. They're trying to catch you.
You know that thing they do in Hollywood? They got that little trick in Hollywood that everybody you see, they always go, "Oh, so good to see you."
Of course, it's
and that
so
means,
rude.
That means that if they know you, they're good to, it's happy to see you, but if they don't know you, they're only saying it's good to see you. And they've got it covered either way.
Oh, see. So instead of kind of, it's nice to meet you,
You say
in case you already know them.
In case you already know them, it's so great to see you.
So good to see you, man. So good to see you too. How are you doing? All good? I'll see you.
And the thing about movies like this is, you know, often you talk to actors who've been in a huge, big science fiction thing, and they talk about how boring it was, you know, green screen and
Yeah.
But Christopher Nolan, it sounds like he made this quite real.
Yeah, no green screen.
No green screen.
At all.
There's zero gravity in it. So what is, I mean, because some movies, they, you know, they do it in different ways. So how do they achieve it on this?
There's a few different ways. I mean, sometimes we were on a wire 80 feet in the air. Other times you were on the end of a gimbal like a seesaw. And other times I know you. Do you show your one leg move?
Yeah. Sometimes it was very high tech. I would stand on one leg.
Now, Matt,
and sort of float around.
I hear you're very good at it. Can you show us? Can you show us?
Are you sure? I mean, it's very difficult.
Yeah, no, let's see it. Let's see it. We'll put some music on. Put some music on.
Some room. Make some
All right.
room.
Oh, here she goes. Here she goes. Here she goes.
Wow.
That's very good. It does that for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
You don't really need to see it now.
It's the gist of the film.
Yeah, we sort of spoiled it.
Yeah, there's actually a very dramatic moment between me and Matthew. I was like a clutch emotional moment between us. I'm standing on one leg, just sort of like pretending like my head's hitting the ceiling.
Wow.
Oh, that sounded really rude.
Now we're going to watch a clip. The movie opens next Friday all across the country. It's a very short clip. It's just the two of you sort of embarking on your epic journey.
Can I ask one question?
Wait! Don't roll the tape. We have a question.
Why did you not use a clip that had all four of us?
Lena, you're giving away surprises already.
If you bring the whole cast of Interstellar to the Graham Norton Show, you should talk to the whole cast of Interstellar.
Is it because we kept floating away?
Don't get it.
I've done it again. No.
All right, this is Matthew and Anne, as I say, embarking on their epic journey into space. Very good. Now, Lena Dunham, award-winning actress, director, now author, ladies and gentlemen. I know. Not That Kind of Girl is a book. A young woman tells you what she's learned.
Yes.
And God, you really do. I mean, it's a very honest book. And it kind of reminds me, in a way, of Girls, the show. You know, in that you just lay it all out there.
I'm so glad. Written by the same person.
Yes. There would be parallels. And I wonder, do you...
Matthew McConaughey's laughing and it's making me feel so good.
Do you get embarrassed?
Not about this stuff. I get embarrassed about weird things like being sweet to people. I don't get embarrassed about the things that I share in the book, but that's just not where my zone of embarrassment is. Like I'm not a big believer in the concept of oversharing. I feel very comfortable.
You're just sharing.
I just sharing.
Just share. There's no over.
Plus, I think, and I don't know if anyone here agrees with me, that oversharing is a very gendered term, and it's not necessarily applied to men very often. No one's like, TMI, mister. They're like, young lady, you shut your mouth.
Because in this, there's lots of kind of proper advice for people, but then there are things that you've done in your own life.
Yeah.
Like, how old were you when you did your celibacy contract?
Oh, my vow of celibacy?
Yes.
9.
9.
I know. I really wanted to make sure I felt like I didn't want to be a person. I'd watched 90210 and I saw how destructive sex in high school could be. And so I wanted to make sure I didn't do it. So I wrote a vow on a piece of paper and I ate it. That's
that's what you do with vows.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't sure that was enough, so I wrote up a contract and asked my mom to sign it, and she wouldn't. And then it proved to be totally unnecessary. I think that was very evolved of her to be like, no, I'm not going to sign that contract because if you change your mind, I don't want you to be ashamed. And I had sex in high school, and it was cool.
I'm so jealous. I didn't have sex in high school.
I didn't, but my mom did.
Congratulations. I'm really happy for you.
Not even close. Not even close to having sex in high school. I was heavy into college when that started.
I did exactly the same thing with wanking.
Vowed not to?
Yeah, I was 6. And I'd seen my older brother pulling himself around. I thought, no. Not for me.
Have you broke that vow yet?
You
broke the vow
Not
yet?
yet, no. I don't just get things signed and then just break it. I'm looking forward to it.
Now, I don't mean to criticise you in any way, Lena, but I do wonder if the reason why nothing happened in high school, is it to do, because there's a list of, how many things is it? Quite a few things that you've seriously said to be flirty.
Yeah.
Which...
Ineffective flirting tactics.
Yes. Do you remember any of them, or do you need to read them out?
I have to read them out loud, unfortunately.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Well, it best to read them out loud.
Yeah, I won't read the whole. It's called 18 Unlikely Things I've Said Flirtatiously, but I won't read them all. Let's see. 1. My nickname in high school was Blowjob Lena, but because I gave no blowjobs, like when you call a fat guy Skinny Joe. That's one of the things I've said flirtatiously. Let's see. Didn't work! Do you want to hear another one?
Sure.
Yeah.
This is number 14. This one time, I thought I was petting my hairless cat, and it was actually my mom's vagina. Over the covers. So that's a true story.
That didn't work either?
No. Just
wow.
I think I thought I was like, I'm going to share some fun facts about me, and we're going to see where this night takes us.
That's why Mom wouldn't sign that contract.
100%.
But flirting is a hard act to master, and I know, Anne Hathaway, you didn't get it right straight away, did you?
No, I did not. I did not. I actually, you just reminded me of another time, because I was pretty miserable at it for a very long time. And I remember this one time, you know, I was in a school play, and we were all hanging out backstage, and I was very nervous because there was a boy I liked, and he was in it. And, you know, you want to sound grown up. You want to sound like you know what you're talking about. I don't know why I did this. It was so embarrassing. And I was just like, somehow like somebody made a joke about sex or something, like, hey guys, we should have an orgy. That's
like when I was a kid, I thought oral sex was talking about sex. I was like, I've done that. That's so cute.
Big deal. Orgy.
And that didn't work?
No. But I remember the first time, like, I tried. I mean, I remember I was 12, and I wasn't cool, but I was friends with a cool girl, and she had an older brother who was in high school. We were in middle school, and we got a ride from one of her brother's friends, and I was, like, freaking out, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm just, like, sitting in the back seat, like really nervous. I don't know how to sit. I don't know, do I look out the window? Do I stare ahead? Do I look at me? Like, what do you do? And I'm just sitting there trying to figure out what I'm gonna, like, how to be cool, how to be tough. Like, I want to be a tough, cool girl. That's what I want. I want to be a tough, cool girl. And so then he's like, and my older brother had gone to middle school with him, but had gone to a different high school. And he was like, hey, you're Mike Hathaway's little sister, right? I'm like, mm-hmm. And he was like, what, your name's Annie? And I go, yeah, who the fuck are you? Because that's what I thought tough, cool girls did. That's what they do. Well, except I was neither tough nor cool. It didn't work. It didn't work.
That didn't work.
That did not work either.
Now listen, the book, lots of advice, so people are obviously coming to you for advice as you've been promoting the book and stuff. So what are the most common problems that people want advice on?
Well, I would say the most common inquiries I get are from young women who want to talk about body image and self-esteem and sexual confidence, which is something I'm, you know, thrilled to discuss despite my limited skills. I would say the worst inquiry I got when I was doing my little advice YouTube series was a guy who was like, I think you're funny, unlike my girlfriend. What do I do about my stupid, unfunny girlfriend, whose name is Janet? And I was like, and literally he signed his full name at the end. I was like, you are not a nice boy. And my publishers literally wouldn't let me post my response video because I was so vitriolic. I was like, well, here's what's gonna happen. she's about to break up with you. Janet, it's done.
He was trying to flirt with you by
He
putting down
signed
his
it,
girlfriend.
he was like, so glad you're funny, unlike someone I know, Janet.
No, Matthew's so on
Right,
it.
Matthew's
Matthew's totally on it.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah, he wanted a piece of you. That's
What do you think I was going to do? Right back like, I am funny, and I got a room at the Hilton. So.
You want to hook up without Janet?
Let's make laughter together. Because relationships are difficult, and I know now, Anne, you're obviously happily married. So how petty do arguments get in your house?
It's usually me, and it's usually because I'm hungry. So we have a lot of hangry fights. And one time I picked a fight with him. To be fair, it was during like day 3 of my extreme weight loss diet for Les Mis, and I picked a fight with him about a sunset.
Like whether it was pretty or not?
No. No. Okay, so the early days of the weight loss, I was a little manic, and I went outside and I was feeling things pretty intensely, and I saw the sunset and I was like, oh my God, it's the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen, come on. And so I ran inside, and my husband, who was being so nice and like holding my hand through this, you know, the early days of this is pretty hard. He's been so nice, he's like, I need to have a 15-minute work call at one point during the day. And I burst inside, I'm like, honey, there's a sunset outside, we have to go. And he was like, okay, honey, I'm on the work call, and I just sulk. I just immediately pull a sulk, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, it's happening right now, we're gonna miss it. So then he is like, okay, I just need 5 minutes, babe. And it's like, and it's a work call, and I'm sitting there, and I make it about 30 seconds. My patience is not there. And finally I stand up, I'm like, okay, you know, he's on a work call. And I'm like, okay, I'm going outside, you can come find me. I'm really bad. And so then, and the thing is, we're at a hotel, which is on like a 100-acre estate. Like the front yard is 20 acres and the backyard is 80 acres. And he's like, well, okay, he's so sweet. He's like, okay, sweetie, I'll come find you, where will you be? And I go, if I'm not in the front, I'll be in the back. And then I hid behind a statue and stuck my foot out and got mad when he couldn't find me. I was just a horrible bitch that day.
That was a successful flirt. Because he did come find me.
Because Matthew McConaughey, you must be impossible to argue with. I imagine. Are you constantly in a state of chill?
No, not constantly. But I do not like false drama.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I don't I have a very short fuse for anybody
So you wouldn't...
making to do. I would have walked away quietly the opposite direction.
You'd still be behind that statue. I think that's what he's saying.
No, we don't get overly excited. You know, we keep it pretty level. We're excited about things. We're angry about things. We get sad about things. Tears are shed and such. But we don't. And we never go to sleep with a grudge.
So what do you do for fun?
I'm learning so much tonight. I really am. Next time my wife says there's a rainbow, I'll be there.
Because you've made mistakes in arguments in the past with your wife.
I have, yes. The biggest one I've found is that if you're having an argument about an issue, stick to the issue. Don't start getting personal. And, or spiteful, that's the one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we were arguing, and I just sort of lost it, and I said, oh, shut up, monkey feet. Now, I didn't pick this out of the air. My wife has got massive toes. She could pick an apple up with her feet. Shocking. You know, and for years I'd gone, Christ, look at those. And then the argument was over, and we resolved it, and I was wrong, obviously. But now we can't get through the monkey feet thing.
Had you never mentioned it before?
No, well, it's not the sort of thing you say, is it? Hi, babe.
Wait, so she still reminds you? She still reminds you of that?
Yeah, but we've got a good enough relationship that I sort of wind her up. We'll be over the park. We were over there the other day. I bought my little boy an helicopter straight up in the top of a tree. And I looked at her, I went, shoot up there.
Micky Flanagan has a new television show. It's Micky Flanagan's Detour de France. Starts on Sky One this Monday at 9 o'clock. Now, listen, none of us really, you couldn't call it what we do, work. But this This seems like the cushiest number ever.
No. Worked our socks off right around France, drinking champagne and wine and cheese. Oh,
no, because I thought
and then he went on strike.
No, because I thought you actually did cycle all around France, but
no.
We
needed a hook. And we thought bikes, that get them on board.
Yeah.
We covered about 4,000 miles. We cycled about 100. And that was reluctantly. that was to get the shots for the show. But this wasn't going to be a show where we pretended anything. You know these shows where they come on and say, I'm on a mission. And you think, no, you're not. This is going to be a journey. No, it's not. You're just going to... You're making a few quid. It came along, you did it, you know what. Stop telling me you care that much. You don't.
But you took your best friend with you?
I took my mate with me, yeah, why not?
Yeah, well... Nice thing to do.
Yeah, you know, it's like... But the idea came up via me and my manager were talking, because I was laying on the set, you're getting fatter and fatter. And he sort of said, what do you want to do? I said, well, I quite enjoy going out on my bike. He said, where do you want to go? I said, somewhere quite close. So he said, France. I said, oh, that sounds good, yeah, because you can get the train. And and it just slowly came together. It is cold here, isn't it?
I'm sorry, I'm so cold. I need Lena.
I shouldn't be laughing if you go, can we put the heating on?
Sorry.
We know each other already.
I can easily ignore two women cuddling each other. It doesn't affect me one iota.
They're raising the temperature now. They're raising the temperature now.
Well, I'll just hold on to her till that happens.
Thank you.
We haven't lost it.
Mickey, where'd your hand go? Come on, baby.
No, this could get me in the papers. These are tough times at the moment for the entertainment business.
I'm so sorry I interrupted your story. I was trying not to be disruptive. I failed.
She wasn't disruptive. It's all good.
It's not disruptive.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah.
Why don't we look at a clip? Why don't we look at a clip while we warm up the guests? This is you and your friend Noel, who you went to the trip with.
Yeah.
And this is you. It's so Brit abroad. It's you attempting to speak to a French person.
Yes, we met loads of them. Everywhere over there.
Here we go.
So you can't just take on the hell of the North?
No, obviously it goes without saying we needed a top man, because this is going to be dangerous. I said, don't get me no idiots. I need someone who can nail this. A pace setter. You have done this...
What?
How many times? Paris-Roubaix?
Okay.
How many times? How?
Okay.
And so they went and found a pensioner for us.
Ah, je comprends pas bien. Ah ouais, bien gonflé. Hein?
More?
Ah, he wants more air in your tyres.
Now, normally this would be a problem, but we have a film crew with us. So it's not going to be a problem. Cut, we need to put some air in the tyre. Who's in charge?
Je comprends pas, hein?
Yeah, we just get one of these dickheads to do it.
Do you think you'll do more travelling now?
No. No, I don't mind trying different countries, but as long as we've got a nice hotel and there's a shower and there's food and a television and a mini-bar, I don't like this idea, you know, when people sort of put themselves through sort of torture and, you know, you go to a sort of party and you start talking to someone and they're like, yeah, like this year we went to live with the Incas and, you know, I was initiated, I had both my feet tied together and my children herded yaks for most of the time and then at the end of it, you know, I was pronounced queen and then we built a temple and Roger's still there, he didn't want to come back. And you're thinking, you did this on your holiday. And then they sort of say, and then they go, so what about yourself? And you go, Centre Parks again. It's like travel fascism, isn't it? It's like you're not allowed just to say, I don't really want to go. You know, it's like, it's dangerous there.
See, Matthew, you're the opposite. He's the opposite. He's that man.
He's probably got an army with him or something.
Even, like, something that seems quite tame, like the Grand Canyon in America.
Yeah.
But you got in trouble there with your family, didn't you?
Close to trouble.
Close?
Yeah. We were there on my 40th birthday. And at this time, we only had my son Levi with us, and I guess he was around 2. Anyway, so my wife and I go out there, and we go to the edge of the Grand Canyon. Myself, my wife, Levi, and our dog, whose name is BJ. So the edge of the Grand Canyon...
So I have to stop your story then. You called your dog BJ?
That's her name.
BJ?
It's her name.
BJ?
BJ.
Oh.
Yes, it stands.
We're all
exactly
thinking
what
it.
you
Who's
think
going to
It does
say
stand for that.
It absolutely stands for exactly what you think it does.
Okay.
Beef turkey.
Is it just a name?
That's her name. I mean, that's
She didn't do anything as a puppy to make her be called that or anything. No.
What is he talking about? So, myself, Levi, and my
You
wife,
shout
Camilla.
EJ when you're calling the dog.
Absolutely. That's her name.
You know, there
EJ,
are,
come.
Yeah.
there are people.
I like it.
It's a popular name, obviously.
I have a BJ, an adult man.
Yeah.
But
Just the whole idea puts a smile on people's faces.
it does. Yeah, I like
Extending lives.
it. So anyway, you're in the park.
four of us,
in the
we go
back
out on the
park.
edge of the Grand Canyon. The edge is right there, and there's about a 10-foot drop here. We've seen nobody for hours. And we sit down and started having our lunch. We're sitting there, and all of a sudden BJ starts growling and everything. And I turn and look up, and right about where Lena is this huge mountain ram, just with these horns that big around that curl all the way around. He was probably, I don't know, 400 pounds, but he's looking at me, looking at my dog, really, who's growling. And so I say, okay, this is not a good idea. BJ, you're out of here. I got to throw BJ over the 10-foot cliff down below, okay? My wife is now jetted over there, and I've got my son, Levi. And he's not happy that we're there. I mean, the foot stomp, the throwing up dust, lowering his head, snorting. Camilla gets about where you are, and I've got Levi, and I had to go down the edge of the cliff. She has to catch him.
You did not.
Yeah. Yeah. Had to.
You had to throw the baby.
Yes, safely into his mother's arms. Because we've got a 400-pound ram who doesn't want me on his mountain, and he's here lowering his head with his horns. I have the face-off with this ram for about 15 seconds, which seemed like about an hour. It was long enough for me to break a sweat and know that I was sweating and try to calm the situation down. All of a sudden, he hops over the left, bounds down the 10 feet, and runs over. What it was is his harem was on that side of us, and he had come from this side. I probably hadn't showered in 3 days. He didn't want another male scent on his mountain. And so I was between he and his harem. Now, once he got on the other side, he was fine as wine. We were no problem. But he was not happy that we were on his mountain between he and his harem. So that was my 40th birthday. That was a buzz.
Wow. It could be the end of everything.
Wait, hold on, I have a question. So what you're saying is you're so sexy that even rams are threatened by you.
Hey, it is time for our music performance. Now, this lady, multi-platinum artist, she's written songs for the likes of Beyonce, Katy Perry, Rihanna, and is singing for us tonight in her own unique style. Now, Lena, I know you've performed with Sia before.
I have, yeah. I've performed this very tune with her. It was a real privilege and an honor. She's incredible.
So you can absolutely verify that although Facing the Wall, it is all a live vocal.
100%. When we performed live together, she did a perfect live vocal take lying on her stomach, which Anne, as a singer, will tell you is very challenging.
Very challenging.
Breath situation.
Oh, well, she's gone for standing up tonight.
She's incredible. She's a real artist.
All these his choices, but tonight...
What position will you be in tonight?
Tonight, I will be mostly singing standing up. So, performing Chandelier, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sia! Sia! Very good, hello! Hi! Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you.
And can we a name check for the fabulous dancer as well?
Yes, that's Dina.
Dina, a round of applause for Dina, everybody. She's back there somewhere. Now, Sia.
Yeah.
So, Sia, that is off the new album.
Yeah.
What's that called?
1,000 Forms of Fear.
Well remembered. And now here's the thing, because I've listened to your music for ages and ages and ages.
Yeah.
And you used to perform that way.
I know.
Yeah. So do you not miss? I think you miss the people love it.
A little bit.
So you miss the people sitting in rows smiling and
I
clapping.
did. A little bit. Well, the other night we played the Hollywood Bowl, and I did miss. I was like, when I saw it from where they couldn't see me, and I saw it, I was like, oh, I do miss that. I do, just like being a part of like a conversation.
Yes.
And I suddenly do feel, it feels a bit bratty now, but it wasn't. That wasn't the intention.
No. What was the
just-
intention?
It was that I don't really want to be famous.
Yes.
So I all recognisable.
Yes.
You know, and it's a hard life, and I have some famous friends, and I see how difficult their lives are because of it. So I'm ambitious, and I want to be successful, but I don't want to be famous.
Wow. So do you think, are you going to tour the album?
No.
Right. So, I hope you all enjoyed this, because you won't be seeing it again. All right. Listen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming and doing this.
Me.
Thanks to Dina the dancer.
Thanks.
Let's go and see ya. Very good. Well done. Okay. I think we've got a couple of seconds seconds. A couple of seconds left to squeeze in a story in the red chair.
Yay!
Yay, yay. Who's up first?
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Sure, I'm grand. And where are you from?
County Armagh, Northern Ireland.
Marvellous. Nothing? Nothing. And what's your name, sir?
Patrick.
It's a little overused, but still a lovely name. And do you live there or here?
I'm a student in UCL here in London.
Are you recently arrived?
I am first-year student studying medical physics.
God. Isn't the traffic mad? The size of the buses, if you see what I mean, like, there's an upstairs on the bus. All right, off you go with your story.
So, when I was 13 years of age, I was playing golf on a sunny day in June. And the hailstone started falling, so I put my umbrella up, and I got struck by lightning. My 3 friends watched me get hit by lightning. I phoned my dad, and he didn't believe me and told me to play on. I went to hospital, and my hand was paralysed for half a day, and I had no feeling in my arms for 6 months.
Should we let him walk too? If he can. If he can. You can walk. You can walk. I like that parenting, though.
I know.
That's great. I like the parenting. Yeah, I've been struck by lightning. Play on. Join us on the show and have a go in the big red chair. You can contact us via our website at this very desk. That is it for tonight. Please say thank you to my guests. See ya, everybody. There she is. Micky Flanagan. Lena Dunham. Anne Hathaway. And Matthew McConaughey. Join me next week with music from the great Annie Lennox, director and IT crowd star Richard Ayoade, comic actress Catherine Tate, the one and only Dame Shirley Bassey, and comedian and children's author David Walliams.